The Indianapolis Colts are surprisingly a good football team right now in the NFL. We are 1 week away from Christmas currently as I'm recording this video, and the Indianapolis Colts are 8-6 and competing for a playoff spot right now in the AFC. And you know what? If I were to tell you about some of the injuries that this team has faced, which I'm gonna tell you that eventually in this video, but man, this team has gone through some things. Like, I can't believe they're actually fighting for a playoff spot, and they could possibly go ahead and have a home playoff game if they win the division. The AFC South is really close right now. But before we get into the breakdown, drop a like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. And comment how you guys feel about the Colts right now and how their season is going. Because man, this is very surprising. So let's see what moves the Colts had to make this offseason, because you know, their team was pretty bad last year. Of course, we should all know Frank Wright was the head coach of the Colts last year until he got fired, and then went through a whole thing with Jeff Saturday, and just a whole bunch of bad stuff happened with the Colts last year. They weren't good. They were pretty bad, and they needed a new head coach and they needed a new quarterback at the same time. And you know what? The Colts front office this offseason delivered with that. Our head coach, the Colts went ahead and hired Shane Steichen, the Eagles offensive coordinator at the time, to be head coach, and man, it was a great hire. Shane Steichen is a guy that really helped propel Jalen Hurts to be what he is today. I mean, look at him in last year's run that they had. He was really special. Jalen Hurts is still a great quarterback, but I think Shane Steichen really had a lot to do with that. And honestly, I think it was a great hire for a certain reason, because the quarterback they went ahead and drafted in this year's draft being Anthony Richardson. Jalen Hurts and Anthony Richardson kind of have the same play style in a way. They're both very athletic QBs and they both scramble a lot at times. You know, I feel like it was a great hire to help benefit Richardson, because like I said, if he's able to make Jalen Hurts a great quarterback, and with Anthony Richardson's similar play style, he should be able to do the same thing. And honestly, it was going well until Richardson got hurt. That is the one big question around the Colts season right now. What would have happened if Anthony Richardson didn't get hurt? Because honestly, he was balling. In that first game versus Jacksonville, he went ahead and had 223 passing yards, a passing touchdown. He did throw an interception, but he also had a rushing touchdown. Honestly, he didn't look too bad. They might have lost the game, but I was very impressed from what I saw from him in this first start. And then for the rest of the game, honestly, I was kind of sad seeing that. I thought Richardson was doing something real special. I didn't know what he was going to do for the rest of the game, but he would end the game with 2 rushing touchdowns. Then they would go ahead and lose a game in overtime to the Los Angeles Rams, where Richardson would go ahead and have 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown on the ground, and 200 yards passing. And then the next week they would go ahead and play the Tennessee Titans, and sadly that would be the end of Richardson's season. Richardson would go ahead and get tackled, and one of the Titan players' helmet would go straight into his shoulder, having him suffer an AC joint injury, and the Colts would go ahead and shut him down for the rest of the year. So Gardner Minshew has been playing quarterback for the Colts most of the year. But I forgot to mention though, when Anthony Richardson had that concussion injury, he would also play the next week. So during week 3, the Colts were without Richardson, and Gardner Minshew started, and he went ahead and beat the current 1-seeded Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. Gardner Minshew, I would say, has been playing some pretty decent football as well. He has 2,739 passing yards, 14 passing touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. He hasn't been playing too bad, I would say, for being a backup this year and being stuck in this situation. At this point, I should also mention that the Colts star running back Johnathan Taylor hasn't played much games this year either. Back in the start of the offseason, they had some contract disputes in July, and people thought that Taylor was going to go ahead and get traded. That didn't happen. And then Taylor still really wanted a contract in training camp or something like that happened. The story's kind of confusing. So he did start the season off the PUP list. Taylor has only played 7 games this year for the Colts, and you know, he's been in and out the lineup. But Zach Moss has been a huge in his absence this year. He's been balling out his mind. Zach Moss having 764 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's been playing great this year. Also, Darius Leonard was losing a lot of playing time, and they went ahead and traded him to the Philadelphia Eagles. But another great thing for the Indianapolis Colts this season has been Michael Pittman Jr. He has really emerged as the wide receiver 1 in this offense. Pittman this year has 99 receptions and he has over 1,000 yards. He's been playing great this year, and if you have him in fantasy football, you know that he is Mr. Consistent. He has been playing some great football. Like I said, what the Colts have been doing this season has been pretty surprising. I mean, a lot of people did not expect Michael Pittman Jr. to be balling out like this. Johnathan Taylor's missing a whole bunch of games, and they found Zach Moss a replacement. He's playing well. And Anthony Richardson being out for the season, a lot of people would probably think that if the Colts did do this, Anthony Richardson is healthy. You know what? Gardner Minshew is in there doing this stuff, which is all around insane in my opinion. This Colts team is truly fighting through some adversity right now. And honestly, who do I got to give the applaud to in my opinion? who do I think the coach of the year should be? In my opinion, Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen, like I said, has really done some amazing things this year and really has coached this team up. I mean, his QB1 is out for the year, his RB1 has been out for most of the year, and his wide receiver 1, well, he's been playing pretty good, but there still isn't a clear alpha wide receiver 1 in this Colts offense, but Pittman is of course really good. And with this honestly battling through injuries throughout the team, I think he should go ahead and be coach of the year, because honestly, being in the playoff race and with the Colts could possibly go ahead and win the division as well, that's just a great job of coaching in my opinion. He really knows what he's doing a great job, and all I gotta say is this Colts team could be dangerous in the next couple of years. I mean, Anthony Richardson balls out, becomes healthy, plays for a full year. Johnathan Taylor is gonna be there for a long time in my opinion. They're gonna go ahead and probably re-sign Michael Pittman in the offseason. And if they go ahead and bring another alpha wide receiver 1 in this offense is gonna be deadly. I can already see it happening now because man, Shane Steichen, he's a great offensive mind. He really knows what he's doing in Indy. I also want to give a shout out to Kevin Stefanski. He's my second pick for coach of the year. The Cleveland Browns have also been fighting through a ton of injury, and I also want to give props to him. He's doing a great job too. In my opinion though, it should be Shane and Stefanski going at it for coach of the year right now. They're both doing heck of a job fighting through adversity, fighting through injuries. They're doing some great things in their towns, but right now I got Shane Steichen winning the award. And honestly, in order for the Colts to win the division, things are looking pretty good right now. Like the Colts go ahead and play the Falcons next week. This team just lost to the Carolina Panthers. I wouldn't be too worried about them. And then they go ahead and play the Raiders at home, and I know the Raiders look like a juggernaut, but you know what? They're not gonna go ahead and blow out the Colts at home. The Colts are gonna do well in this game, and I got the Colts winning. And then they're gonna have to go ahead and play the Houston Texans at home in Indy. This game's gonna be a great one. Could be possibly for the division, but it all depends if CJ Stroud plays, which I guarantee you by then he'll be back from his injury. But like I said, the AFC South, it's all tied at 8-6 right now. These last 3 weeks are gonna be very, very important at winning the division. Gonna be very important, and honestly, Shane Steichen deserves the award, man. Winning the division without your QB1, your RB1 being in and out the lineup, fighting through injuries, you gotta give this man the award. He's doing some great things with Gardner Minshew and co. And yeah, that's my take on the Indianapolis Colts. Shane Steichen, coach of the year in my opinion. He's doing some great things. The team's playing great. All around amazing to see. He's doing one heck of a job in Indy for sure. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. Watch this video right here on what Dak Prescott has been doing this NFL season. He's been lighting up defenses. Watch this video right here about Jordan Love and the Packers, because honestly at one point they looked like they were playoff bound, but you know, things are looking kind of questionable now after the loss at Tampa. But go ahead and watch these 2 videos right here, and I will see you guys in the next one.